Jeez Louise, what are these? Man, I'm so late to the game with these. I don't even collect the animated figures, but I had to have these. And right off the bat, he's huge. He's so much bigger than this Batman is gargantuan. I didn't think he was going to be quite that big. Anyway, this is going to be a simpler review compared to what I would usually do because I'm so late to the game. I'm just going to do a very basic kind of review like I used to do way back in the day on the channel. So let's just get into it. Here's the front of the box. You're looking at it. Great big fabulous window. You can see letters and stuff down here that spell some kind of words. Do you know what it says? We got over here Batman and Robin, the mutant leader. Here's the top. In the back, we got it's all blue and black. We got a Bruce, Dick, and a Tim, and a bunch of gobbledygook down here. Not for kids 0 to 3, so don't give it to 0 to 3-year-olds. Here's the bottom of the box. It's blue, and here's the other side. It's got the same picture, and I only paid 44 bucks for this off of Big Bad Toy Store, likely because it's not a perfect box. So let's get into opening it. Rip, 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 all day long. Rip, rip, rip. Wanna sing this song? Oh wow, that is the most savage opening I've ever done. That is savage. Come on out, boys and girl. There's the inside. Same picture. Here's what we get when we've popped them all out. Bat, Carrie, and the mutant leader. And here's all the accessories. Extra hands and figure stands. Wait, no batarangs? No batarangs? Why no batarangs?
Spill it, chicken legs. Where's the bat?
Back off, man. I'll waste it. Believe me, I'll do it.
I believe you.
Figured I had all night, boss.
Your leader.
They think we a gang. They think we just noisy kids. But soon they see we are the future. We are the law.
See, Don, leader's riffing now.
Leader's Billy Berserk, man. I myself will kill the fool Batman. I will rip the meat from his bones and suck them dry. Gotham City belongs to the mutants!
They don't even wait for an order. Kids these days, no respect. Rubber bullets. Honest.
Batman! I call you coward! Come out and face your death like a man! I kill you! I eat your heart! I show you who rules Gotham City!
Okay, son. Show me.
is bugging.
Need a peg, Batman. You see.
Ooh!
He dusted.
You don't get it, son. This isn't a trash heap. It's an operating table. And I'm the surgeon.
Gotta love 'em.
And now that they're all out of the package, we can see that Carrie Kelly Robin comes with 2 extra sets of hands and a slingshot. Batman comes with his hunchback and 2 extra hands. The mutant leader comes with his nipples and 2 extra hands. Good job. You know, right off the bat, I'm just gonna say I really don't like the ankles and the feet on these animated figures. I know that's not how I would usually start up a review, but darn if these aren't so small. Look at the size of his upper body in comparison to his lower one, and then you gotta balance him on these 2 little tiny feet. Are you kidding me? This is such a disaster, but don't worry, they included action figure stands. That's right. These have to be some of the worst constructed action figure stands in the history of figure stands. I really don't like these. And here's why. For one, they don't really serve any great purpose. I mean, you don't need this arm. It's not a flight stand. And then even if it was, these little arms here that grab onto the figure are so flimsy. You can't do anything with them. This goes forwards and backwards on each of them. And this here spins on it. I mean, it's got movement and stuff, but why? Why does it exist? It doesn't need to exist. It is kind of neat that each figure stand has an image of the character that each one is made for, so I mean, at least they did that. But honestly, this right here, in my opinion, is a piece of unneeded plastic, when honestly, I mean, Batman already comes with foot peg holes, as you can see. Why not just put foot pegs on the stand and voila? And honestly, Batman's the one guy that probably doesn't actually need a stand because he's actually got reasonably sized feet. Essentially how these work is you just kind of stand them there like that, and then you wrap the claspy arms around him like so. But the major problem with these stands is that they're so loose, they're so wibbly, these arms are so I mean, this is pointless. These are stupid and I will never use them. The figures are very cool though. Starting with Batman, I really like this color scheme, and I really wish that somebody would step up to the plate and give us a gray and blue pouch belt solid Batman figure. Oh wait, Mafex is with their Hush Jim Lee Batman. That's gonna be epic. I've digressed. The point is, this Batman figure is actually really cool and a whole lot bigger than I thought he was gonna be. I really wasn't expecting this Batman figure to be so big. He is gargantuan. Seriously, look at this. Look at how big he is. He's massive. But he does look very cool. And that's why I wanted him, because I knew that this Batman would look absolutely fantabulous up on my shelf. He would look really, really great. Big, beefy, muscular, old man Bat's gonna kick your butt. He's got pretty good articulation too, that you wouldn't think he would have for a figure of this size. Sure, off the bat, nothing here in the abs. He does spin, he does rotate a little bit, but he's got other forms of articulation. For one, he's got articulation here in the neck. And sure, it's not great, but I mean, I didn't think they were going to give him any articulation there. And sure enough, it's like ball jointy and wiggly. I was going to say the shoulders are on some kind of a hinge in there, but they might be a hinge, or it might be some kind of ball joint in there as well. I can't really tell. Maybe it's a rounded hinge that you just can't see it. The elbows rotate 360, and they're also on that rounded hinge. And again, I got to tell you, I am surprised that this figure has this much posability for something that is so big. But there's more. Look, he's got articulation at the top of the glove and the wrist, and he's got a hinge so it goes round and it spins. You've got your groin for this guy. He's got that basic hinged DC Universe classic style groin. But honestly, he's got pretty good articulation, all things considered. He's got the knees that are just the single jointed, and then rotation at the boots, And of course he's got, oh, he doesn't have any ankle articulation. Why did I think that he had ankle articulation? Well, he doesn't, which makes sense because if he did, you know that he would spend all of his time going bang, 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 and falling over. So, you know, a very, very cool figure, sculpted fantastically, good color scheme choices, and if nothing else, I mean, I'm glad I bought the pack just for this guy, because he's going to look really cool up on my shelf and in my display somewhere. And just look at that head sculpt. Look at it. That looks pretty good, honestly. So, good job, DC Collectibles, with this figure. Next. And next we have Carrie Kelly Robin, and oh my god, she is so small. Let's just zoom in a little bit so that she looks a little bit bigger in the video. Yeah, we don't have very many Carrie Kelly Robin figures, if I'm being honest. We have the multiverse version, we have the DC Direct version. I still feel that the multiverse version is probably the best at this point, and I'll compare her after here when I'm doing the figure comparisons. You'll see it during the final photos in the video. She's pretty good. They did a good job of making her look like the animated style of the Adventures of Batman universe, the Timverse, as sometimes it's referred to. The color scheme looks good. Sculpt looks good. Her face looks very Carrie Kelly-ish. You can see through the glasses, which is a nice touch. Yeah, I mean, I have no real complaints. Her cape is a nice soft rubber, just like Batman's was. And she seems like a solid attempt. I've gone ahead already and switched her hand and put the slingshot in the switched out hand, just because, I mean, you don't really need to see me switch the hands out. Her elbow's kind of stiff. Let's try and bend it and pray to God that the figure doesn't break. It didn't break. Yay. Thank you, figure gods. You know, let's pop this hand off and let's give her a hand that makes it look like she's pulling back the slingshot too. Yeah, let's do that. I really, really like the look of this figure a lot, so she's getting really good top marks as far as overall presentation. But how is her articulation? Well, the same as Batman. There ain't nothing here in the body. She doesn't even have a waist swivel. So right here, it's all stationary, boys and girls. But the shoulders, they're on little tiny hinges. And there really is a lot of impeded movement because of her tunic there, her shoulders. Her elbows will go up 90 degrees and they rotate and they do all the typical elbowy things. Her wrists, they spin, they're on hinges. You can see that. Her head, it's on that there ball joint, and it can go here and there and back and a little bit of everywhere. It's actually pretty, that's impressive actually. I like that a lot. And then you got her groin, no peeking. You know exactly what that is. That's on a hinge. You got your single jointed knees. I don't know how to say it, double jointed knees. These aren't double jointed. They don't even spin. And then she's got her ankles, which are on simple hinges, not on pivots. And that is all she wrote as far as articulation for Sorry, just had a stroke. For Carrie Kelly Robin. I think that she looks good. I think that she reasonably passes the articulation test. It's hard to say these days because there's a lot of people out there that unless a figure is really highly articulated, they tend to feel like that figure is just a garbage waste of time and probably shouldn't have been made. But for someone like me, Carrie is just fine. And next I present to you the mutant leader and his nipples. Seriously, look at damn nipples. Those things is huge. They stick right out. A bird could perch on those things. I wonder if they're made out of hard or soft plastic. All right, I'm just gonna go in and check. Oh, they're made out of a soft rubber. I wasn't expecting that. His nipples are made out of a soft rubber. Anyhow, now that we're finished all the weirdness, here's what the figure looks like. He looks cool. I gotta say, I like him. The muscle tone looks fantastic. They gave him some abs right here. He's all abby and stuff. And there's actually shading around his muscles to kind of define them and outline them. Otherwise, he'd just be this pasty white muscly character with big pokey nipples. His belt actually is soft rubber as far as the spikes go, which is cool. I like the fact they're a nice soft spongy rubber. He's got his neck piece here, his little collary thing. He's got his black pants. There's not really much to see here. And then his face sculpt, that is something else. That looks like something out of a 1980s cereal commercial. Anywho, a cool looking figure, that's for sure. And I think that visually he does fit in with the animated Batman universe. Let's check out his articulation together. Starting with the shoulders, because that's always the easiest to just go like that. And that's definitely hindered. However, really, you could just turn his arms up like that and he can do the YMCA. He's got his elbows that are single jointed and they go like this and they do like that and they rotate around in a circle, which, I mean, I like the circular thing. Not a lot there as far as upward, but I'm not going to complain because I'm not going to put him in any crazy poses. The wrists, they go around their circle and they've got the hinges so that he can be like, look at my great big biceps. I am a big, buff mama's boy. Mama loves his boy. Mama loves his boy. He's got the articulation here. Probably by way of a ball joint by the looks of it because it rotates and goes up and down in the chest and the torso. And I love me some ball jointed chest or torso articulation. His head even has some round and bobbly motion, which is cool. I wondered how they were going to tackle that, but here it is. They tackled it, and it, you know, it's not that great. But at least they tried, and that's more than I thought he was going to get. And then, of course, he's got the swivelly, turny waist. He's got himself the hinges in the groin there. He's got himself the DC Universe Classic style groin all the way around, back and forth, in and out. He's got himself the knees that are single jointed, and that's it. He could sit on the toilet okay and flex at himself in the mirror across the way. And then crouch and use the bidet. He's got the ankles, which are on the simple hinges. Nothing else to see here. And honestly, it makes sense that his ankles would be on the single hinge just on account of once these get weak, I tell you, this guy is going to be falling over all the time. Oh, but wait, use the action figure stand, you say. Remember, these things suck and they're useless and I hate them. So now that we're done, what do I think about these figures? What is my final verdict? Well, honestly, I know these figures probably could have been possibly a little bit better articulated, but in the end, Jimmy Crack Corn, I don't care. That's not the main reason why I bought these figures. I bought them because they look cool, and they're going to look fantastic up on a shelf, and I like collecting the Dark Knight Returns action figures. That is something that I've gone out of my way to try and make sure that I have a hefty collection of characters from that universe. The Carrie Kelly Robin, which we don't get very many of, is a nice little bonus there. A simply articulated but still very cool looking version of the character. The Batman is gargantuan, built like a tank, and I would really not want to be on the receiving end of a punch to the jaw or a kick to the junk with that guy. Have you seen how pointy those boots are? And then the mutant leader, well, just look at his nipples. Look at him. Look at him! Sorry, I played that joke a little bit too far. Look at him! So I guess the final answer is, if you were to say, Brad, should I pick these up? Should I try to find these things online? Should I sell my soul to the devil to have a package of these show up to my house on the doorstep in the mail? I would say absolutely doodly. I think that they're absolutely worth the time and the effort to track down, regardless of the fact that they have the absolute crappiest action figure stands in the history of all action figure stands ever made ever. And I think that they're absolutely worth the money, at least what I paid, which was $44 from Big Bad Toy Store because of the dented package. And that's my story. And I'm sticking to it. Hopefully you enjoyed this simple review, found it useful, insightful, funny, or a reasonable waste of time today. If you did, then please leave a like on it so I know I did something right. Any comments? You know where they go. And if you want to see more of my face and hands show up in your inbox on a fairly regular basis, then I invite you today, on behalf of myself and the rest of the Super Friends, to subscribe to the channel and become a member of the DC Squad. And if you really like what you saw here today, then you can also ding the notification bell so that you know when I put out new videos. Anyway, I will see you next time with the next one. Have a DC day, everybody, and take care. Bye for now.